Hey guys, how are we today? Hope we're all having a lovely day. For today's video, I thought I would give you a bit of an update with my no-buy and also my February temptations list. So I was hoping that February was going to be the month where I really started to feel it with the no-buy, and I was starting to kind of, kick the shopping urges, and, I was really desperately hoping that there wouldn't be very many things on this month's temptations list, but I was wrong. I've found that this month has been the most difficult. I've been going through a lot personally and mentally and work-wise this month, and I've come to the conclusion that just when I'm stressed and when I've got a lot of things going on, that's when it makes me want to shop. Now, I know a couple of weeks ago I posted about also deciding to do a 20 in 2020 hair pan challenge, so trying to work my way through as many hair products as I can. Pretty much as a result of running out of a couple of things, I had to go and repurchase some things, and then I found that I already have heaps there. That was one of my no-buy challenges for this month. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a failure in some ways, because a lot of the items that I did purchase I did need replacements of anyway, but it did open the door, and I found that since then, I know in one of my past videos I mentioned that I also wanted to cut back on how much clothing I buy and a few other things, and I have slipped up a couple of times since then. So I did have to go buy some new pajamas a couple of weeks ago, and I pretty much bought enough so that I can throw out everything that I have and replace all of them. Really only for this season though, for the one season, so coming into autumn. So I've gotten a couple of things. I do still need some more winter pajamas for when winter comes, and when summer comes around next year I will need a few extra pieces there as well. The only reason I bought as much as I did clothing wise was pretty much because all of the pajamas that I have are at least 3 years old, so they all needed to go. They were all very threadbare, and they're my church pajamas. They're all holy, so they've all gone. The other area I slipped up in is I did need a new pair of joggers, and I did see that Skechers were having a sale on the website. I bought a pair of joggers, and I also bought a pair of boots as well, which I didn't necessarily need. On the upside and the plus side, always good news, I haven't bought any new makeup this month. I did buy a couple of skincare items, and I did order them through Makeup Revolution. I didn't buy any makeup though, so that is always a bonus. That's the one area where I am being really strict on, and now I have enough makeup, I have enough skincare to get me through, and I have enough hair care products as well. So I'm really going to be cracking down on those areas. No new skincare products unless I have run out. I know there is one thing that I will need to buy this month because I will run out of it this month, but that's it. Nothing else. No new skincare, no new hair care products, nothing new until I run out. I was hoping that this month's temptations list would be a lot smaller than last month, so I'm just going to hold this one up where you can see this line here. That was all of last month. This is all of this month, so it's quite a lot larger than I thought it would be. A few of these items I probably will still want when I finish the no-buy section. Well, not section of the year, whatever, my no-buy challenge. Whenever I finish that, there will still probably be a few items on this list that I will want. The first thing that really tempted me, and I saw this was posted right after I put up my last video, so it was on the 31st of January, was the Jeffree Star mystery box. Now, I don't own any Jeffree Star products. I've always been really, really tempted to buy some, but I thought the mystery box would be a perfect, you know, way to experience that, experience a few different things, probably get them a little bit cheaper than I would if I were to just, you know, buy them off the website. But I'm on a no-buy, so couldn't get it. Maybe next time it comes up. I haven't actually seen any reviews online for any of them, so I don't even know what was in any of the boxes. And honestly, I was kind of a bit disappointed when they all sold out really quickly. I at least wanted to get on and see how much they were. It's definitely more than what I could have afforded anyway, whether or not I was on a no-buy. So maybe next time one comes up, I'll have a look and see if I'm interested in it. The other thing that did interest me from Jeffree Star was the new palette, mainly because it's purples and pinks, and you know, they're my kind of colours, and there's only really been one of his other palettes that I've been interested in, and I think the coloured themed palettes where it's all mainly just one colour aren't really my style. So I find the same with the Huda palettes and the Colourpop palettes as well. I mean, yeah, there's, with all of the, you know, single coloured palettes, there's a few out of each of those that I would like, but I don't think I'd ever need 9 or, you know, 12 or 18 of the same coloured eyeshadow. I think out of, you know, each of those palettes, no matter which company it's from, there's really only a couple of eyeshadows that I would pick, which is why at this stage I am leaning towards more, you know, build your own palette style things and single shadows where you can select each shadow to something that, you know, fits your individual taste and your individual style. So, but that one did definitely tempt me because I do love my pinks and purples, and there were a couple in there that, you know, the different colors like the red, and that they kind of spoke to me as well. So the next one that really, really intrigued me was the Too Faced Born This Way Natural Nudes palette. And I was really, really tempted by this. It is definitely my style thing. But the thing that kind of turned me off, it was when I actually saw, and I think that was on an Instagram post by, I think it's Dupe That, or there were side-by-side swatch comparisons with the Bare Necessities palette. And I love this palette. It was one of my last purchases of last year. I absolutely love all of the colours in it, and they're really not picking up on camera today how, you know, just gorgeous they are and how all individual they are. They're all looking kind of dark and muddy on the screen there. So I did see the side-by-side swatch comparisons, and they are so similar, it's not funny. So when I saw that, I'm like, right, I don't need it. I'm not going to even want that anymore because I already have majority of those colours and shades in my Bare Necessities palette. I actually saw that one in store at Mecca, and when I saw it in store, that was when I really kind of started to like it. But you know, I don't need it. I have the Bare Necessities palette. While I was in Mecca on that same day, I noticed something that I'd seen online, and it didn't really seem like my style or my kind of thing. But when I saw it in person, I was like, ooh, that's nice. That's nice. And it was the Mecca Dream Queen Iron Face Palette. Now, the pans are a lot larger than what I had originally thought that they would be. The palette's actually a lot larger than what I thought it would be. And to me, it's beautiful. It would be beautiful as an eye palette. It's got some pinks, it's got some reds, it's got some neutrals, it's got light colours. And when I first saw it online, I thought, yeah, that's pretty much everything I've got. It's, you know, it's no different. But when I actually saw it in store, I quite liked it. And I swatched the individual colours, and they're all beautiful. Now, the great thing about the size of the pans is that you can also use the browns and the neutrals as bronzers and contours. And the pinks and the reds can be used as blushes, and the lighter shades and the shimmers and all that, they can be used as highlighters. If I was going to buy one thing this month that would break my no-buy, that would be it. I'm seriously tempted to ask somebody for a birthday present for that. It is my birthday coming up next month in April, and I don't know if it's necessarily one of the things that I will absolutely die hard regret it if I don't buy. I think I'd probably have to wait until that happens, but you know, it's one of the things that I am so tempted. If I could just, you know, buy one thing each month, this would be my one thing for this month. Moving on, similarly to one of last month's wish lists. Last month the Luxe Velvet lipsticks from Colourpop made the list. This month it's the Luxe lip gloss collection. I do love the Colourpop formulas for majority of their lip products, and the colours on these lip glosses just look so nice. I do have a few lip glosses in my drawer, but nothing that matches the colours that there were. It's tempting me. I don't know if I would get all of them, the whole collection, or not. I'm not sure. But it is something that I did like the look of when I first saw it online as well. There actually have been quite a lot of makeup items on my list this month. Last month there were a couple of things that weren't necessarily so much. Another thing that was interesting me was the BH Cosmetics blush palettes. Particularly the vanilla peach, the vanilla cream, and the chocolate orange. So they're the ones that came out with the small ones. They had the 4 pans inside of them. I'm going to try and put up, you know, pictures of all of the things I'm talking about. It's just my phone's not working properly, and it's not letting me adjust anything recently. So those 3 I do like. I think there is one, it's either the vanilla peach or the vanilla cream, I think I could do without, but I don't have too many blushes, and I don't really have a lot of variety between the colours. I mean, I've got a couple of pink ones, I've got a couple of orange ones, and I've got maybe 2 mauvey ones, but I don't have a lot of variety in the different types of undertones and shades. So I think it'd be interesting if it's the type of product that if I saw it in store, I'd probably want to swatch it, give it a go, figure out which one I'd like best. But given that I can't, I don't think that it will be one of the ones that I'm, you know, definitely looking to buy afterwards. I don't have, and I haven't tried any of the BH Cosmetics products or any of their makeup. I think it's still one of those things I'm like, oh, if I have to buy it online, I really want to make sure that I really want it. The last couple of things I have all found within the last week or so, and one is actually from an Australian company by the name of Dirty 30s, and they actually do sponge jars or sponge tubes. I think they come in like the big plastic round jarry tube type things, and they sell the sponges like in sets. So they have the big beauty blenders or face sponges, whatever you want to call them. They do a light pink and a dark pink, 6 for $60, or they also do the mini sponges, which is 30 mini sponges for $60. And it's always something I've liked the look of, you know, just looking up and seeing a jar full of sponges there, whether they're the big ones or the little ones. It just looks so cute. And they have also recently brought out a set of 6 powder sponges. So I think they're fairly similar to the, you know, velvet covered sponges. That I thought, you know, is a really good idea. The only issue I'm having with that is that they're light pink, so they're actually almost this color, and I always have issues cleaning the velvet sponge that I do have because it just soaks in and it gets so dirty. But it's definitely something I've liked the look of this month, so it did make the list. The next 2 products are actually by the same company, and it's called Spectrum Cosmetics. It's something I found on Instagram that, I don't know, I came across it one day while I was just scrolling through, and they have what they call Zodiac lipsticks. Now, they're not the true Zodiacs like, you know, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Taurus, Cancer, those kinds of things. They've named their lipsticks after other names. So one lipstick that I quite like, they do a set of 5, and 3 of them I do really like. 2 of them are more of a nudie colours, which based on my last, you know, video of if I could only keep 10-ish lipsticks, we all know nude's my colour. So the colours that are exciting me the most are Nova, Element, and Venus. And I'm pretty sure it's Venus is a metallic red, which when you look at the pictures of it, it doesn't necessarily look like it would be a red colour, but it is absolutely gorgeous. And those are the three that I think, you know, quite possibly once I've worked my way through a lot of the lip products that I do have, that I may end up getting those three. So they're definitely on the list for future reference. The next one that I have found, I only found a couple of days ago, probably not even that, might have been yesterday, the day before. I am pre-filming this as well, so it probably won't go up right on the 1st or 2nd of March. So the next one was from Makeup Eraser, which I do actually have one of the Makeup Eraser cloths. It's really grubby at the moment because this is the one I'm using to clean all my brushes in between uses and when I'm swapping colours. Actually, I have 3 of these and they're fantastic. The only issue that I have is that they're so big that I can really only like wet a third of it, and that gets my face done for maybe 1 or 2 days or however long. Like I can usually get a few days out of this, but it sits there and it looks grubby and it tends to hold the colour, so I have to really soak it and scrub it to get any things like mascara out. I love it and I love the idea of it, and the thing that excited me from Makeup Eraser was they have come out with a 7-day set. So they're smaller and they have different colours. I think based on the pictures that they're about this big. Now, one of the great things is I do also use reusable makeup pads. So these ones are made out of the same kind of material. They're almost like a double layer, which I tend to use these for removing any of my just standard eye makeup. So I save the Makeup Eraser for when I've got a full face of makeup on, like today. On days where I've just got, you know, a light powder foundation and mascara and that's about it, I'll use one of these to get everything off. Now with the little individual ones, I always thought these were single layered, but apparently they're double layered as well. The little ones I generally tend to just use for toners and, you know, micellar water, cleaning it of a morning. So much more eco-friendly than using individual cotton rounds. The only problem that I had with these ones is that if I'm trying to use these to take off a full face of makeup, they're not big enough. So I've always got the too big, not big enough, which way do I want to go? I really think that the Makeup Eraser 7-day set, depending on the size of them, would be a really good idea. But if they're, you know, all about this big, that would be fantastic. So I think that will be one that will definitely be staying on the list for future reference. Now the last thing on my list, thankfully, I bet you're thinking, thank God, when will she stop talking? This nightmare's never going to end. The last items on my list was some of the metallic singles from Terra Moon Cosmetics. And the colours of these that I saw were just so beautiful. They were beautiful metallic blues and greens of all different shades. And as I mentioned before, I'm, you know, really interested in all the singles at the moment because they can, you know, you've got a better choice of figuring out what colours you want. You don't have to worry about getting a palette that has, you know, 6 shades in it that you're not going to use. And I've always loved the colours, particularly the metallics from Terra Moon, but these ones, the blues and greens, were just absolutely beautiful. So that's my list of temptations for this month, as well as the issues that I've had with the nobuy. I think I'll definitely be cracking down over the next few months in particular. I think I'm still, I don't know how, 2 months in, I'm still in the detox phase and trying to get myself out of spending. I'll definitely have to be very mindful about, you know, what I'm spending my money on next month. I think it hasn't helped having those few things that needing to get those items for replacements, that it still doesn't feel like I'm really switching off, and I'm still not really going through the detox phase. So hopefully I have more progress next month and make more wise choices. If you have any hints and tips, things that you've done, issues that you've had trouble with, you know, as you're going through a no-buy, please feel free to comment down below. You know, if there's anything you'd like me to see, anything you'd like me to you know, discuss. Anything you want me to focus on in a future video, please feel free to comment below. But until then, I'll talk to you next time. Bye!